Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dryad Challenge. Or Dryad City Challenge. I haven't really decided on the title yet. Probably the Dryad Castle or something. I don't know. Anyway, I have been busy. Just grinding away at chopping down trees and clearing land and setting up a wall. I got the monsters turned back on for the server now, so things are back to being as dangerous as they should be. I had a weird little crash the first time I turned them back on, though, when I tried logging in. Don't know what caused it, but it does make me nervous. Have I broke the server? Anyway, I've been busy. Aside from what I've done outside, I've been busy trying to think of ways to make this kind of work together. The Dryad Challenge and the Castle Challenge working together with the mods. And for the Castle Challenge, I thought of different rules, so let's take a quick look at those. Keep melee weapon on hotbar at all times. And I've changed the name of the ages. The Seedling Age. Tree art must be protected from monsters at all times. Inside walls must be mob-proof. Can only use wood or flint tools. Before, I was having it be only wood tools, but I decided that flint isn't really too far of a stretch to be able to use. And it's definitely easier to use than nothing but wood. So, kind of waiving the wood only part of the challenge in favor of slightly more realistic thing. Because really, you probably would be using flint to do stuff instead of wood. So, throw in the flint there just because if you can get flint, then great. Cobblestone and other stone materials are forbidden except for a furnace. Supply cache must have 1 stack of logs, 6 food items. You have to have 1 log armor. Before with the castle challenge it was 1 piece of leather armor. I've changed it to log armor. And that can be any piece of log. Now the problem with this is that not all of the biomes of plenty trees will allow you to make log armor out of them, so you kind of have to go and get some of the other vanilla trees. I think Natura trees also would work. But yeah, if you're using a biomes of plenty tree, then the idea of making it so that your log armor would have to be made from that tree, not necessarily a requirement. So I just kind of removed the part that I had here saying that it would have to be made from the wood of the tree. But yeah. A full set of tools, either wood or flint. You can have them mix and match. It'd be preferable to have all of the tools made of flint because it's better, but if you can't get flint, then what you gonna do? A full stack of torches. For the treasure, you're gonna have 1 sapling. This is basically like an emergency, everything has gone wrong, I need to bring my tree back to life kind of thing. The sapling treasure is part of the castle building challenge as well, but I kind of just tweaked it a bit. A spider-proof log wall with 1 gate 3 blocks high. A home tree with a sleeping room. So the spider-proof wall, that's pretty standard. You just make a wall and put an overhang on it. The home tree one is a variation of the keep. Instead of it being a keep, your holy site thing, which in the castle building challenge is where you spawn initially, is your tree heart. And in the castle building challenge it is that you can make the spawn area as a temple or as part of the keep itself. I decided to make it so that the home tree is your holy site, and it's also where you live, because that is the tree that you are bound to in the Dryad challenge. So of course you're going to want the place that you're bound to be looking pretty good. And then the final part of the first age is a farm with 10 plants. Fairly basic stuff, really. And I've actually completed most of that. If we take a look around, I have a fairly well protected home tree area, and it looks pretty nice from the outside. I also have a second area down here, which could count as a sleeping room. Now, a problem with this is that I cannot make a bed. I do not have any cotton plants. There are no sheep anywhere nearby. And as far as I know, there's no cattails from Biomes of Plenty nearby for me to turn to cotton. So, or not cotton, into wool. So, until I kill a bunch of spiders, I cannot make a bed. So, I'm sort of waiving the whole need to have a place to sleep part for now. With the next stage, there's going to be no excuse. I'm going to have that, because I will have the ability to get spiders more easily. And speaking of spiders, it reminds me that I still have to make the piece of armor. I'm just going to go ahead and make a full set, because I have the jungle wood to do it. There we go. Full set of wood armor. There, now I'm looking more like a tree spirit, aren't I? So, I've done a pretty good amount of stuff. Oops. And take a look at that. We have a wall. It's not a complete wall yet. There's still stuff for me to do. We have a decent farm going. This is not going to be the final location of the farm. I'm going to have to move it. And this wall is going to have to be expanded. But for now, it's keeping me relatively safe. And there's even a gate. Carpenter's blocks, I love you. Look at that. This is so amazing. Oh look, there's a king slime somewhere nearby. That's unfortunate, because I can't get to him. But yeah, I can walk anywhere inside this wall now, because it's a complete wall. I somehow missed some stuff. That's great. I'll have to chop that down later. And my cat started meowing. Yeah, there's a way up on top of this wall, and as you can see, there is actually no way to keep spiders out. Hello there, creeper. I see you have a fez. I too have a fez. Nope. Oh. You dick. I don't know if any of you can hear that, but Cleo is right next to me and just meowing like crazy. Well, we're gonna have to go and repair this. Have to stay close enough to the tree to be able to interact with the blocks legally. I guess this hole's just gonna have to sit here for now. Not enough to repair it. But yeah, you can tell I need to get more spider proofing done. And get a ranged weapon of some sort to deal with creepers. Let's see, I have a couple more. I think my cat's not going to leave me alone until I give her some attention. So after I get this wall fixed, I'm going to pause for a moment and pet my cat. So be right back. Alright, kitty's calmed. Now, it's nighttime, but not for much longer, so I kind of missed out on the potential to get spiders. to come into my base, which, you know, is kind of the opposite of what I should be doing. I should be trying to make it so that they can't get in, but I want them in so I can make a bed. Ah, well. Let's see. So in order to make this area spider-proof, kind of have to do that all the way around. Which is going to take a lot of wood. It took a lot of wood to build the wall in the first place. And there's a zombie dying in the pit. Die, pit zombie! So, I will probably work on finishing off that wall off camera because kind of boring, and watching me chop down trees for an entire episode probably isn't going to be the best way to go about the first official Dryad City challenge video that I do. What is going to be done is more reading. Because, you know, reading makes for good videos. But this is kind of important stuff, because if you want to be doing this challenge yourself, you can always refer to this video to see how things have to progress. So after the seedling age, I have the sprout age. Yes, not the sapling age, because you don't go from a seed to a sapling right away. Except in Minecraft. And there's a cat attached to the sleeve of my arm. Darn it. Her claws are dug in and I'm trying to pull my hoodie off. So, you can now use stone or copper tools. Now, there's one rule that I have with the metals, and... Get off my... Darn it, cat. There. Dumps the water on her head and gets her away. Okay, so rule I have with the metals. Technically not allowed to make things out of metals until you're past the sapling age. Ah! She hooked my butt! Darn cat. Why? First video of the day. She always has to do this. I think she does not like me talking to myself. It's okay, girls. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to people on the internet. Anyway. I lost my train of thought completely. Oh yes, the metals. Copper is one metal I'm making an exception for in regards to making tools. Every other metal except for copper has to be made in the smeltery. Now there is one other exception to that, and that is for making a bucket, because you cannot run the smeltery without the bucket. Unless you're able to... Maybe a can be used to put lava in the smeltery. Let me test that quick. Yay, it does work. And a can is just made out of tin, so... I suppose I can say that you can do both copper and tin in a basic furnace, but those are the only metals you can do. Therefore, giving you a bypass for the bucket. Too bad I can't just empty it. So yeah, since there's a workaround for not being able to make a bucket if you don't smelt the iron, I'm gonna say that the iron is not able to be smelted until after you have the smeltery. Okay. So, Cannot use redstone or machinery. That's going to be a pretty common theme for a couple ages at least. Supply cache, going to have a stack of logs, a stack of cobblestone, 20 food items, full log or leather armor, a full set of copper or stone tools, preferably the copper ones of course, but if you can't get the copper ones, I'm not going to punish you for that. Treasure is going to include the sapling, and I wrote 5 iron ingots in here at first because I wasn't thinking about the smeltery stuff at the time. I am changing that to 5 iron ore because at this point you're going to be able to harvest iron, but not going to be able to smelt it. Constructs a 3 high spider-proof log and stone wall. I say log and stone because the wall has to have a connection to your tree, and the best way to do that is to have part of the tree roots making up the wall. So there. With 2 gates, not just 1, a guard tower, a 2-floor home tree with a storage room, and of course a sleeping room. That's kind of what the second floor is. A farm with 20 plants, and this is something I'm keeping as an optional goal for each stage, is the animal pens. Because since you're tied to the tree, you're not really able to travel huge distances and collect the animals as easily. So making an optional one so there's no major frustration. A courtyard and a 20 block deep mine. Then the sapling age can use up to bronze for your tools. So this stage is when you get the smeltery going. Can use hand-powered machines. Now that might confuse you at first, but I will explain that in a moment. Can only smelt ores in a smeltery. Of course, the exception to that is the copper and tin. Treasures are going to include the sapling, for real 5 gold ingots, and 5 iron ingots. The supply cache is going to have the stack of logs, cobble, torches, 32 food items, a full set of copper or bronze armor, and a set of bronze tools, and a ranged weapon with 16 ammo if that weapon needs ammo. Constructs are going to include a 5 block high, 2 thick spider-proof wall with a 3-floor home tree that has a storage room, a treasure room, a great hall, and a sleeping area. A secondary building is going to have to be made for the smeltery, which is going to have the blacksmith. The smeltery only needs to be 1 block deep. The plant farm is going to have 32 plants. There's going to be the courtyard area. The mine is going to be extended to 30 blocks deep, and you need a well. And that's all I've thought up so far for the rules for this particular city part of the challenge. Let's see if there's any spiders around. It sucks that I'm only able to find spiders for string. And there's a skeleton, that's not important. More skeleton. When you really need spiders so you can make a bed, there's never any spiders. Ow. Ah well. So you might notice that I don't have any magic requirements yet in this challenge. That is in part due to... Ow. Oh, hello, tiny spider. No, 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 no. I cannot hit the tiny... God darn it! Are you serious? You know, I shouldn't have built in a jungle. Why is this room locked in? Okay. So... Damn it. Technically that would be a loss, of the challenge, and I'd have to start all over from scratch, but I'm not doing that right now because I'm still working out ideas for the challenge. We're in a working stage. Ow. And yes, I do have keep inventory turned on right now because it's what I was doing. Sure, now the spider died. Let's get my grave out of here. Now, I'm not going to count any deaths as a loss on the tree heart thing. Like, I'm not going to count as a, you die, you have to start from the beginning. Not yet, anyway. That's because I am still working on thinking up the challenge itself and figuring things out. Hello, spider. Spiders suck. I need to get a spear. Okay, so where am I? I'd say once I have finished coming up with the ages and the rules, I will count my death as the end of the tree itself. Maybe. No. No, wait, no. What I'm planning on, because I'm not sure. I haven't really thought up how to deal with the death part yet, which is pretty obvious, because I can't really think of a good way for it. So until I think of a death penalty, there's not going to be one. Wow, my armor took a beating. Those jungle spiders suck. Helpful word of advice. Don't do this in a jungle. It's just painful. Oop. Bumped my cat on the head. I can't really think of anything else I was going to talk about, and I don't really have any other goals I'm going to do now other than finish off the first age, which, you know, we're mostly done with. I just have to finish spider proofing and designate a chest to actually be a treasure chest. Would you stop that? So, yeah, that's it for this video, guys. It's a clunky, awkward first video, but I had to explain some of the things I came up with before we continued on with the series. The wall is nice for now, but expect things to change. Like, for instance, these trees, which are actually my tree farm trees, are going to end up getting moved to some other portion of this area. Stop attacking my headset. The farm's going to have to move. Ugh. Don't own cats. Unless they're really laid back. So yeah, I'm rambling. I'm going to end this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave if you did. Remember, you can always check back to this video if you tried doing this Dryad Castle City challenge yourself for a quick update on the rules. I will try to finish off the rules by the third video. And if I do, I will post a topic in the Minecraft forum and post a link to that in each of these videos. So hope you guys consider giving this challenge a try yourself, because it does seem like the start of a pretty interesting idea so far. So, bye.